Hi and welcome to madCAM for Jewelry. In this video I'll tell you about some of the preparatory steps that I take before actually calculating the tool paths for the models, and these have to do with preparing of the wax model stock. Because your wax blocks may vary in size from one instance to another, these steps will ensure that they're trimmed down to an appropriate size before you get into the actual cutting. This will avoid you breaking your tool bits or potentially breaking the wax form. So let's look at our engagement ring model again. As you may recall from previous video, it's positioned about 14 millimeters off of the 0 point, intentionally so that we have some extra room for our A-axis to rotate and get underneath tricky places. So if you imagine a wax block where this ring will actually be carved from, it's going to look something like this. It's going to be a piece of wax that comes out from the chuck and goes a little bit beyond your wax model, and your finalized model is somewhere within it. So depending on how big this or how thick this wax block is, you may want to trim it down before you actually get cutting. So what I like to do is create several cuts and a few dimensions to make sure that it's appropriately trimmed down specifically to this model. You want to make these cuts a little bit away from your model so you're not actually potentially cutting off more than what is desired. And you don't need to be very exact about it either. All you want is a line that's on the 0 kind of plane and following the rough outline of your ring, so this will suffice. You will use your along curve command, which will create very simple cut, removing anything beyond your ring. You could do this in just from one side, cutting the whole wax block right beneath here. I prefer to do it around the 0 point, cutting it from the top and flipping the ring over and cutting it from the other side. To do this, I use a script that I wrote for mirroring of the madCAM toolpath. I will discuss this script in detail in a future video. For now, just know that it creates a mirror copy of a toolpath, kind of like the mirror command that you have in Rhino. What this accomplishes is, if I go to simulator, you will see that the bit will come down, make a cut around the ring, turn it over, and make another cut. This will remove any excess from this way. Then we take another perspective, this side, and we perform a similar operation just from this angle. And once again, you don't have to be exact. You probably don't really want to be exact. You just want to create some sort of a line, a curve rather, that encompasses your model, but at the same time is not too thin so it wobbles or anything like that while it's being cut. And then use our madCAM's along curves command to create these very rough cuts around the stock. Now let's look at both these operations. You see that you have the initial cut being made as we saw before, and the secondary cut being made this way. This very fast, very simple operation will ensure that no matter what block of wax you insert into your mill, prior to any actual operations, we will have it trimmed down to something that's more precise to our model and potentially avoid any breakage is either a wax or a bit. And you will see why this is important in the upcoming videos when we start talking about the general milling principles. Thanks for watching.